During this video segment, I will give you a thorough overview of the school rollover feature within Curriculum Track. And notice that we have it attached to the lesson planner. If your school is only using Curriculum Track and not the lesson planner, you can ignore this because we take care of the rollover for you. And in fact, the rollover doesn't even really come into play because, as you well know, your maps carry on from year to year to year, and whatever is live on your maps, that really is the latest and greatest at all times. It's not attached to a specific date. Yes, there is a pacing guide, but ultimately it's independent of the dates itself, whereas the lesson planner is very, very much geared towards specific days. So let's take a look at how to do this. First of all, let me log in to a school, and what you might want to do is go and find some documentation on this. This video will cover this, but this is helpful as well. So we'll go to the Help Manual, and then it's under Special Tasks, and then at the top of Special Tasks, there's a new school year checklist. And basically, what you're watching now probably is this video right here. I'm not sure if it's 14 minutes, but this video. And what we're going to do is we're going to walk you through these three steps. The first step is the new school year rollover is the process that will initiate all the steps below. We can do this year rollover for you on July 15 along with all the other schools, or you can do it on your own any day of the year. Basically, most schools, it seems like it works well to do that rollover on July 15. And if that's okay with you, then we'll just take care of it for you and you don't have to even worry about the rollover itself. However, we do have a lot of international schools that maybe don't work on a traditional U.S. calendar where they have the summer months off. Maybe their rollover or their transition from one school year to another takes place in February or March or something like that. If that's the case, contact us at support@curriculumtrack.com and let us know what the ideal rollover would be for you each year, and we'll change that in our system. However, if we do change it for any other date other than July 15, then you'll actually have to do the rollover yourself, but it's very easy to do, and I'm going to show you that right now. So here's an example of a school that chose a different date. And what will happen is, I'm not sure what the date is for this school. Let's take a real quick look. It should be under Utilities. Looks like on the 27th of June is when they typically want to do it. So what will happen is, after June 27, if someone logs in, they're going to see this reminder. And it's going to stay up there until they take care of it. If they would be here on the 26th, they wouldn't see the reminder. It won't come up until, like I said, that date, and it'll keep coming up until one of the admins takes care of it. So it talks about how to do this process, and it says click here to review and perform the year rollover itself. So if I do that, in essence, what it just did is it went to admin utilities anyway. It's at the top of the admin utilities area. So Curriculum Track clients are required to perform a year rollover before the start of each new school year. The year rollover takes classes, which are teachers and their courses from the previous year, and recreates them as classes in the upcoming school year. So if their schedules changes, you'll have to adjust that just a little bit after the rollover. But assuming that most of their classes are the same, it seems to work pretty well. Class sections in the lesson planner, let's continue reading, will also be rolled over. However, dates attached to each of those lessons will be cleared out for the new school year. So what that's saying is this. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And actually, I'm going to log in as a teacher within this school instead. So I'm going to log in as Peter Gill, and so we can see what he sees. So Peter Gill right now, then, if he goes to his weekly planner, and we're going to go way back to about a year ago. So we can see dates within here. If I click on the 20th, notice that going back, the dates are in here. Or if we go to his lessons database, this is maybe even a better route to go. Choose one of his classes. Notice that many of his classes have dates attached to those. So what the year rollover is going to do is it's going to clear those dates out so they can start over fresh again. We do have a rollover feature that will allow teachers to kind of keep the mapping that they had before, or the scope and sequence, and that's actually covered in step 3 below here. So you do have to clear those dates out. They can do it manually without the rollover, but the rollover takes care of it for them. All right, so let's go back in as the admin once again. And so let me log in. Oops. As the admin. And so for the admin, again, if we go to the utilities screen, it says this is the date you have on file or for your next one. So we could go ahead and change that if we wanted to. But let's go ahead and to change, enter a month and date here. Yes. To roll over to the new school year, click the button below. So let's go ahead and click that. It says 115 teacher class associations were rolled over. Click here to view a list of those classes if we want to see, the results of what all got rolled over. But honestly, it's pretty foolproof. What it does is it actually opens it in a HTML file here that you could look and see those. So I have quite a bit open here. Let's close some of this. So now, if I go back to a couple of things took place there. First of all, now when I log in, that reminder that I had before is gone. The rollover reminder is gone. Now the school day reminder is here, the no school days. And we actually cover that in another video in step 2. And so that will be your next step. So step 1 is done. Step 2 will be the next video, and then step 3 is something that your teachers can do. Each of these only take a couple of minutes. The other thing that I should show you here is if I log in as Peter Gill one more time, and let's go ahead and do that. And I'll go to his lessons database, and we'll choose American Lit once again. Notice his lessons are here, and they're all cleared out. There's no dates attached to them anymore. And so now he can go ahead and put in the new dates, or as I mentioned, there's a video on this, he can roll those dates from the previous year as well. So step 1 is done. If we go back to the checklist once again, and just to talk through this again, if your school is okay with July 15, then you can ignore step 1 and basically on or around July 15, depending on, if that's a Saturday, Sunday, we might do it on the 16th or 17th. But very soon after July 15, then you could just go right to step 2, which is a very short video and takes you just a couple of minutes to do. And then once you're done with that, you can tell your teachers to do step 3. It's very sequential. You really can't do step 2 until 1's done, and 3 should not be done until step 2 is done. So this now concludes this video on the rollover feature for Lesson Planner schools.